South Africa's COVID-19 digital vaccine certificate went live without any announcement. This follows President Cyril Ramaphosa saying the country would soon have standardized proof of vaccination to facilitate travel, access to establishments and other activities. The move comes as lockdown restrictions have been eased to level 1. This digital COVID-19 certificate can only be accessed by those who are fully vaccinated. Our reporter Heidi Giokos is following this breaking story for us. Heidi, thank you for making time. So it's now live. How is it going to work? I have to say, I went live on the website to see if I can, in fact, put in my details and get the certificate. I was being frustrated a little bit. How is it going? How is it all going to work?
Yes, so I think it's important to highlight the fact that the website has been established. However, it's only supposed to go live on Friday. I think the Department of Health will release a statement soon and explain the whole process. However, some people have indeed managed to go into the website. I myself managed to go in. You give your ID number. It immediately picks up if you've been vaccinated. It asks you for either your Johnson & Johnson vaccine code. It's a code that you get either on that certificate or that document that you get when you get vaccinated, or the SMS that you received once you were vaccinated, or it asks you for either your first Pfizer code that you got or for the second jab, that code. You put that in and then it will then take you to the next page and ask you to verify your number that you got from when you registered on EVDS. So it seems as though they're still working through the process, but Clemens, I must say this is a huge move on government's part, and the reason for this is because there's mounting pressure from European countries for a vaccine certificate. We're seeing what's happening in the UK, where they came out initially to say they don't accept anybody that's been vaccinated on the African continent, and then they retracted and said, oh no, we do recognize those vaccines that are being administered there. So this vaccine certificate will ease traveling a lot more, especially where countries expect you to be fully vaccinated. When I traveled in August to Europe, it was extremely difficult. I was not fully vaccinated yet. They were asking for a vaccine certificate. They were asking for documentation. So this is just an easier process for those traveling abroad. You were just in Dubai, lucky you, and I'm sure maybe you were also asked for your vaccine certificate or details of proof of vaccination.
Yeah, because a lot of countries have already made it easy for their citizens to have that proof of vaccination. And as you say, even in Dubai, one of the things they would request from you is what is the proof of that vaccination. So this is going to really make it much easier. Heidi, there are other people like myself, and I'm sure we're going to get more information. As you said, the Department of Health is going to be releasing a statement. But there are people that still haven't received their vaccination code. So some of us who went to vaccinate at the Hyde Park facility, we got our jabs, we manually filled in the forms, but we never really got to receive the code, even on our vaccination cards. That space has been left out. I suppose these are some of the issues the department has to clarify, because that app, as you say, the website requires you to put your ID. There's a part that also requires a code that was sent to you via SMS.
Yes, I think this is a big concern. If you do not have a vaccine code, that is your proof that you were vaccinated. So it's going to be very crucial for the Department of Health to go back and have a look at what went wrong, especially with those that were not sent a vaccine code, or they did not get that small piece of paper that says either Johnson & Johnson or Pfizer 1 and Pfizer 2, and they actually give you that code. So it's going to be crucial for the Department of Health to sort out those problems as quickly as possible, because you did get vaccinated, but if you didn't get a code, it's almost like you didn't get vaccinated, because where's the proof? And on this new vaccine certificate website, it clearly states put in either your first vaccine code or your second, so they're able to identify that you actually did get a COVID-19 vaccine in your body. So hopefully the Department of Health will be able to clarify that. But surely you should have gotten an SMS on the number that you registered EVDS on. You would have gotten a code. That's how I went back and found my vaccine code.
All right. So this vaccination certificate, Heidi, is not only going to be beneficial when it comes to traveling, but we know that there are some establishments that have decided that they only want vaccinated people only. I know the liquor industry has been deciding whether or not they should be allowing people who are vaccinated to their establishments. But this is how it's also going to be used, right? For companies, businesses that may want proof of vaccination for you to enjoy their amenities.
Yes, certainly. And what's crucial here is this is going to be a digital certificate. So it's going to be very difficult for this to be manipulated because you need to put in an actual vaccine code that is unique to the individual that got the vaccine. There have been many concerns that there's going to be manipulation around the faking of this vaccine certificate, but it's not going to be, as you rightfully say, just for traveling purposes. Government might be considering and moving into a space where certain events, certain establishments will need to have will only allow fully vaccinated individuals in. For soccer events, for entertainment events, this might be considered, and as well as certain employers might start considering only fully vaccinated, and this vaccine certificate will certainly help with this. As I mentioned earlier, it's a huge move, Clement, because many are saying that while we're not forced to get vaccinated and while it's not mandatory by the South African government to have one vaccinated, you're starting to see private companies and establishments saying, well, in fact, perhaps we should consider it becoming mandatory only because of the data coming out as to how effective vaccines are, especially for severe COVID-19 and death.
Yeah, I mean, we're already hearing that only vaccinated fans may be allowed to attend the Soweto Derby in some instances.
As long as Kaizer Chiefs is playing.
Yeah, as long as Kaizer Chiefs is playing. Heidi Giokos, thank you. Our vaccine correspondent, as they sometimes call it. Thank you so much for making time, talking to us about this breaking news, digital vaccine certificates that are now going to be available. That website, Heidi telling us, will go live on Friday. It's already out there. I've checked it out. And from Friday, you will put in your details and be able to get proof that you have been vaccinated.